earlier today we left Spokane and we're on our way to City of Rocks in southern Idaho and Castle Rock to hopefully do some climbing this weekend. It's gonna end up being like 14 hours of driving or 12 hours of driving to get there from Spokane, but we're hoping to get there in time to do some climbing over the weekend. There's not a lot of great camping around the park, especially that has signal that I could work from, so we have to do it over the weekend. We stopped about halfway. We are at a boondocking spot just off of Interstate 84. We ended up going west out of Spokane and south, and then we're going to come back around through Boise. We originally were thinking about going through Missoula and Butte and coming that way, going east out of Spokane. But there's some steep grades out of there, and this way was actually shorter mileage-wise. So we decided to come this way and see what there is. And plus, we've never been to Oregon before. I don't think we'll add this to our map because we're only here for one night, but it is cool to be in Oregon. This boondocking spot is not very nice. There is some garbage and stuff over there, and toilet paper flowers behind the trees, and everything like that. However, we have not boondocked in so long. It feels so good to finally be away from a city, out of an RV park, and just out in nature. Even though the highway is like maybe a half a mile on the other side of these trees, and we can hear the highway noise, it just feels so amazing to be able to open up our door and let the dogs run off leash. There's not a lot to do around here. In terms of like interesting things like hiking and backpacking and mountain biking and stuff like that and climbing. But I would rather, I think, be here for a few days just to chill and relax than be in an RV park where we're just packed in like sardines. And even though there's lots of cool stuff around, it just like, I don't know why, that just takes its toll on us. And we just get so, like, I don't know, we get cabin fever or something. And it just feels so good to be out in nature again. We opened up our door, and I guess we parked on top of a dead deer, is what it looks like. The deer, the carcass is not here, but there's lots of fur all over the place. Regardless of the trash, the dead deer, the toilet paper flowers, I would just rather be out in nature. It just feels so nice. It's just been so long since we've boondocked. Our first 3 weeks on the road, or a month about, we stayed in RV parks exclusively. We were really worried that it would be hard to find boondocking where we could still work and have good cell signal. In our first 3 weeks of full-time travel, we stayed in RV parks pretty much exclusively. We were really worried that we wouldn't be able to find cell signal out in the boondocking areas. But then after our first month, we've pretty much boondocked exclusively, probably 90 to 95% of the time, except for this summer. We've been having a really hard time this summer. It's just because the area we've been in Idaho, in Montana, it's just been tricky finding good boondocking that can fit such a big rig and also has cell signal. And that's the kicker, that can fit our rig and has good cell signal, that we could stay for a week or two at a time. There's lots of boondocking and lots of stuff for tents, it's all over, but it's a little more tricky with the big rig. And then everything, of course, is just packed because of the summer. I haven't seen so many rental RVs. They're just everywhere. All the campgrounds are packed, all the RV parks, all the boondocking. And so that's been a big reason why we haven't been able to boondock in probably a couple months. But we're boondocking now, and our plans pretty much up until October, I think, will probably be boondocking. So we have a good 2 months, I think, where we'll be able to find good boondocking spots. So I'm really excited.